General Science One-Liner Part 7. Which part of blood transports cells and proteins throughout the body? Plasma. Pulmonary artery carries impure blood. The fluid part of blood is known as plasma. Which vitamin helps in clotting of blood? Vitamin K. Lifespan of red blood cell is about 120 days. What does blood consist of? 55% plasma and 45% blood cells. Circulation of blood in the body was discovered by William Harvey. The red blood cells are produced in the bone marrow. Which blood group is a universal donor? Blood group O. Which blood group is a universal acceptor? Blood group AB+. Kidney in human body filters blood. Kidney in human body regulates the concentration of the salts in blood. The amount of hemoglobin present in blood is about 15 gm per 100 ml. This amount is usually called 100%. What percentage is considered normal? Over 90%. Blood glucose level is mentioned in milligram per deciliter. The muscles, tissues, and blood are made up of proteins. Which is involved in blood clotting? Calcium. Increased calcium concentration in platelets helps to activate various proteins that are essential for blood clotting. Vitamin B9 works together with vitamin B12 to produce red blood cells. Increase in the fragility of red blood cells is due to deficiency of vitamin E. The spleen is referred to as the graveyard of RBCs. Dead red blood corpuscles are stored in spleen. The normal pH of human blood is about 7.35 to 7.45. Pulmonary artery carries blood from heart to lungs. Pulmonary artery is the only artery in body that carries deoxygenated blood. Which blood cells provide immunity? White blood cells. If a man of blood group AB marries a woman who is heterozygous, having two different alleles of a particular gene, for blood group, what is the probability of their first child having blood group B? 50%. Codominance genotype is an example of AB blood group. A person who inherits the allele for A blood from one parent and the allele for B blood from another parent is heterozygote. Human blood is both a tissue and fluid. Human blood is an example of tissues. Hemodialysis is a treatment to filter wastes and water from blood. The mode of transmission of hepatitis virus include receipt of contaminated blood. Main blood vessel of arthropods usually lies on dorsal side. The measure of force which blood applies on the walls of blood vessels is called blood pressure. Acute loss of blood from a damaged blood vessel is called hemorrhage. Bleeding inside the brain tissue is called cerebral hemorrhage. Total carbon dioxide in venous blood is 52 ml per 100 ml. Total carbon dioxide in arterial blood is 48 ml per 100 ml. The erythrocyte is a unique anuclear cell, with a cytoplasm consisting of 95% hemoglobin. What percentage of glucose normally presents in human blood? 0.08%. Arteries carry blood away from the heart. Veins carry blood to the heart. Blood is a connective tissue. On wound, which blood cells fight foreign particles like bacteria? White blood cells. Good blood supply helps in quick healing. The right ventricle pumps oxygen-poor blood through the pulmonary valve into the main pulmonary artery. From main pulmonary artery, the blood flows through the right and left pulmonary arteries into the lungs. People living at high altitudes have higher lung capacity and larger number of red blood cells. Plasma contains 91% to 92% of water and 8% to 9% of solids. 100 ml of blood has the capacity to bind 20.1 ml of oxygen. The oxygen carrying capacity of the hemoglobin will decrease if human blood becomes acidic. The oxygen carrying capacity of hemoglobin increases with increase in pH of blood. Blood enters the heart through two large veins, the posterior, inferior, and the anterior, superior. With each heartbeat, arteries carry about 20 to 25% of blood to brain. Plasma without the clotting factor is serum. HIV/AIDS virus attacks a specific type of immune system cell in the body called T cells in blood. Person with blood group AB+ is considered to be universal recipient. Person with blood group O is considered to be universal donor. Leukemia are cancers of the white blood cells, which begin in the bone marrow. Total volume of blood in a normal adult is approximately 1.2 to 1.5 gallons. Total volume of blood in a normal adult is approximately 5 to 6 liters. Blood pressure decreases during sleep. Reduced dipping of blood pressure during sleep increases cardiovascular risk. White blood cells are also known as leukocytes. White blood cells are also called soldiers of the body. Monocytes are the largest type of white blood cell. Monocytes are nearly twice the size of a red blood cell. Smoking decreases ability of red blood cells to carry oxygen. White blood cells are colorless. The lifespan of white blood cells is 13 to 20 days. The volume of blood in human body is approximately 7 to 8% of body weight. Biosensor is used to measure glucose levels in blood. Removal of calcium from freshly collected blood prevents blood clotting. Coagulation of blood is a chain reaction. Phagocytes are a type of white blood cell that use phagocytosis to engulf bacteria, foreign particles, and dying cells to protect the body. Person with blood group AB is universal recipient because of lack of antibodies. The liquid portion of blood is known as plasma. Redness of blood is because of the presence of iron in hemoglobin. White blood cells act against infection. Which type of cells act like warriors waiting in bloodstream to attack invaders such as bacteria and viruses in our body? White blood cells. Hydra does not have blood. Who discovered the ABO blood group system in 1900? Carrie Landsteiner. Low levels of oxygen in body tissues which causes confusion, bluish skin, and changes in breathing and heart rate is called hypoxia. When blood produces a lower than normal amount of healthy red blood cells is called anemia. Inherited bleeding disorder in which the blood does not clot properly is called hemophilia. Medulla oblongata helps in controlling breathing, blood pressure and heartbeat. White blood cells are produced in the bone marrow. White blood cells are stored in blood and lymph tissues. 1 molecule of hemoglobin can carry 4 molecules of oxygen. Severe diarrhea or vomiting can deplete sodium in the bloodstream. A man with blood group A can receive blood from person of blood groups A or O. which glands release the substances that they make, hormones, directly into the bloodstream, endocrine glands. Blood does not coagulate inside the body due to presence of heparin. Heparin is having an anticoagulant property due to which the blood does not clot in the blood vessels. Sphygmomanometer is used to measure blood pressure. Blood clotting can occur in veins or arteries. A person feels drowsy after a heavy meal because brain receives less oxygen as blood rushes to supply oxygen and nutrition to the stomach and intestines. The rate of breathing is regulated by amount of carbon dioxide in blood. How many major classifications of blood are? 2 classifications, ABO system and the RH system. How many types of blood groups are? 4 types, A, B, AB and O. Each blood group type is either Rh positive or Rh negative. In an emergency, which blood group can be given to any person? O negative.